You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to the Kop TV. I'm here with Darra, who I just tried to pronounce his name like 4 different times, failed miserably because me... It's understandable. Yeah, sorry about that, mate. How are you?
Well, not great.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've been asking everyone the question. I've got to a point where I can identify the problems week in, week out, and I can keep saying it on camera. Have you got a different perspective to why you think everything's going wrong and we've lost to 2 teams who are in a relegation battle?
You look tonight, individual mistakes as well has been a big thing. The first goal, it looks like it's Joe's fault. I think Ali kind of slips as well, but it looks like the pass is over. This is more on Joe, and that's unforgivable, really. Straight away you're giving Leeds, I think. But we actually respond to get a goal within, 10 minutes after that. So you think loads of time, they'll be sit back. But I tell you, Leeds had some chances as well. I think they
were decent.
Yeah, they didn't on the counter attack. They were decent, and we got the warning, I think, just before they scored. I think Bamford went in and he mistouched us, so we got enough warnings. Just not good enough. It was terrible tonight, really, to be honest. Yet we had the chances, though. Darra on another night, he could have had a hat-trick, really. And I didn't think he played fantastically well tonight, which is a good sign from his point of view. And we don't want to mention XG and all that, but he is getting into the position, so he will hopefully start scoring more consistently, but... the passing tonight was just dreadful. Even Thiago's passing was just...
I know. I feel like Thiago had one spell for 20 minutes in the second half to where he improved, and besides that it was just wasted passing. Do you think that's because other players aren't getting into the positions that they usually would, and those are the passes that Thiago would usually find? Or do you just think that maybe Thiago's being a bit rushed and other players who were on the ball are being a little bit rushed when it comes to making decisions?
Yeah, lots expected of Thiago. When he comes back, everyone gives a lift straight away because the midfield it's depleted at the moment. Fabinho, that's as bad a form now he's in probably since he's arrived, let's be honest. But the problem is he can't be taken out of the firing line because probably only Henderson who can do that sort of number 6 role. You're relying on Harvey, who's a young lad. Curtis hasn't come back great at the moment. So you have a mix of an injury-prone midfield, and you have 3 sort of younger fellas like Curtis, Harvey, Fabio. I thought probably should have came on at least tonight. Don't know why he didn't. It's just not a good combination at the moment, and we just need this. I can't believe I say we need this international break at the moment. We just need to get through to the World Cup. Hopefully 2 league games. If we can maybe just get 4 points there, and just everyone, or the players not going, take 2 weeks off, just reset. I think just some big reset is needed at the moment.
Do you think that's the solution? A little bit of time?
I'm hoping for.
That's the best. Please. The sky heavens, just please sort us out with a miracle.
The World Cup, hopefully, just.
I think you're bang on, mate. I like speaking to people like you because it allows my brain to come to some sort of solution when it comes to people who are a little bit knowledgeable and don't just chat nonsense on Twitter. You know what I mean? I was going to ask you. I saw Jurgen Klopp bringing on James Milner when we were 1-1. I like James Milner. In fact, let me change that. I love James Milner. James Milner is a great individual, legend of the football club. Definitely a servant in his own right. I don't think he should be coming on to try and win you a game of football when, like you said, there's players like Fabio Carvalho on the bench who's shown to be a threat.
Yeah. Even Ox, I know he is his critic as well, but I give Ox 10 or 15 minutes. I know he wasn't great against Forest, but Ox is one of those players that needs runs of games as well. We've seen in the past, if he get a run of games into Ox, he can produce, he's probably one of our goal-scoring midfielders if we have any. So, but yeah, James Milner, when I saw that, I was saying, who's he coming on for? Because I didn't think Trent was absolutely dreadful tonight. I didn't think he's had some worse games, but, James Milner's not really going to change a game at 1-1. If it's 3 or 4-0, no problem. Slow the game down, do whatever he wants, and that's what he's perfect at. But he's not the player anymore to come on and change a game. And it's not his fault. He shouldn't be in that position. It's just the place we're in, unfortunately.
I can appreciate that he comes on and just gives it his all, which for some reason, just with some players, Trent kind of being one of them, I just don't think they're putting in their all at the moment. And whether that's actually there, I don't think it's them standing there and saying, I don't want to play for the shirt. I just think it's one of those temporary lapses that you can just go through, and hopefully we fix it. Last thing, do you have any sort of expectations for the end of the season in terms of what the break could do with us? Any potential transfers we may or probably won't make? Any hope at all for either a league title race or top 4?
Title race gone, unfortunately. I think we will get top 4. I think because I'll go back to that lockdown season where I think it was March. It was about 10 games to go, and we were honestly, it was talk about the Conference League at that stage. That's how bad it was. Bad. It was very bad, and we just got it going. And we are one of those teams in the league that can reel off 10 games in a row if we get going. So I still think we will finish top 4. Title race is done. You know, hopefully, you saw the Cups last year. Hopefully, we can get a good 2 runs in them. And to look, the European Cup, we saw an Ajax, 3-0. It's just something about it. So if we can get a decent last 16 draw, I am clutching on, but I think there is still something in this season. Unfortunately, number 20 will not be coming this season.
That's what I was thinking. The Champions League's I'm just hoping for the 2005 Istanbul, and I'll be buzzing. Lad, thank you so much for coming on the channel. You're a hero. Thank you. See you later.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember to like, comment and subscribe to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stands, for a lot more Liverpool content.
Remember to check out our Shopify store for this beauty and much more. It's the new Luchito's Way Diaz t-shirt based on Luis Diaz and Carlito's Way. It's out now, designed by Rubi.
And there's going to be so many more.
There is. Make sure you're involved. Go and buy this now and use the Kop TV 15 for a little discount if you want.